All right, folks, back with another video here. You can see behind me we got the Scat Pack Shaker. So what I'm going to take you through today is how to install, where to install this Billet technology oil catch can. All right, I actually got it in a trade, so I did have to pick up a few parts. I'll go through the tools needed, the parts that I got, and yeah, we'll get started. If you could just go down, subscribe to my channel. I'll also put some links to some of the items that I picked up here, where to get it, and yeah, but go ahead, let's get started. All right, so a couple things. First things first is we're gonna have to take the shaker off, but before we get into that, I'll kind of give you an idea of where we're going to mount it and some of the things that we're gonna have to reroute, so the wires. So you're gonna notice, let's just go ahead and start here. You'll see that there's some mounts. I kind of already pre-popped these, but you're gonna wanna pop all those out because we're gonna have to reroute these wires. Same goes for this guy here. We might be able to leave that one in. I went ahead and popped it, but this one down there is where we're going to be mounting the bracket. So maybe I can give you a better angle down there. But either way, that's where this device is going to mount up. So you can see we got this bracket here, and when we mount it, it'll set right in there. And as you can see, we'll have to reroute the wires to make it fit comfortably. But we do have the spacer as well. I actually have two of them, oddly enough. But anyways, got the spacer here, and then we'll start taking you through that. Now, silly me, I had to go pick up some 1/2-inch PCV pipe here. So obviously this is too much, but whatever. I like to have a little bit extra, but you do have an option from Billet Tech to get the appropriate size, and they'll send it to you. I guess I accidentally deselected no hoses, whatever. It is what it is. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this shaker off, right? Hopefully you have the tool. If not, I haven't really explored other options. I'm sure there are, but this tool here is a perfect fit. So you'll see right here behind the rubber gasket, there's going to be 4 that we just got to take off. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. And honestly, it should be pretty easy. These things shouldn't be torqued down too crazy, right? Comes right out, magnetic. I like the little cup holders here, right? Hold everything. Okay. Let's see if we can speed through this a little bit. And last one. Okay, with those out, set those aside. Now this should just pop up. I mean, it just sits right on here. Now sometimes this rubber gasket can get a little stuck, so you might, just give it a little pry, whatever, and it should come right off. Now I'm going to set this in the back of the truck, but now we're off to our next step. We're going to have to take some of these off. I'll have to double check the sizes on those. Pop this cap off, set it aside as well. And then one thing, don't forget, you'll want a flathead. Come over here, and you're going to want to disconnect, loosen this up. That way, when we take this top off, this won't be connected. So if that's enough, pop it right down. As you can see, it does connect there. All right, so let's check the sizes on these real quick. I think it's going to be a 10. I feel like it's a 10. That was the one thing I wasn't sure of before starting this video, but let's see what we got going on. All right, 10 it is. All right, and again, these things should not be torqued down that much. You can see, looks like maybe these were in the past, but either way, just give it a little loosen and see if we can go from there. Now what you'll notice is most of these are going to be bolts, but you're going to have one that's actually just the nut right over here. And it's just how the mounting bracket goes for this shaker. And this one will just be that nut there. Okay. Now after that, this thing is literally just going to lift right off. Okay. And then there we have it. Set this aside here. All right. So now what we're going to work with, obviously, as you can see, it's connected and it goes in, you know, right past the intake here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to break this connection. Now it might be a little tight, right, at first. So when you're breaking these connections to put it on, and then look, you can already see one of the reasons we're doing this is check out that oil residue. I mean, so, you know, it's one of the reasons we want to try to protect this engine as much as possible. It is a little bit dirty, you know, you could clean it up, but I might be a little lazy in that aspect today. Okay, so, you know, what's ultimately going to happen is I'm going to cut to size the line, and then we're going to replace it. So we'll place one here, we'll place the other one in here like so. You get a little bit of a better angle, right? So I'm going to work on that here in just a second. I'll measure, cut these to size, and let's go ahead and work on. So I've already popped these, but like I said, we do have to get these kind of wired a little bit out of the way. That way when we mount this, we still have some space. So that's what we're going to work on now. Let's go ahead and work on mounting this. So all right, so the spacer is going to go like so. It's definitely going to require two hands. So I'll come right back after I get it down there. I don't really know a good angle to capture this, but again, it's going to go right into that there threaded slot. All right, so I'm just about to wrap this up. Let me kind of show you what I've done here. Obviously used an extension to get in there. You know, make sure it's sitting upright. And then I've just kind of moved these out of the way. And what I've done is taken this guy, and there's a little hole kind of like these right down here. Popped it in to help keep it out of the way. So I'm just going to finish tightening this up, and then we'll get to work on connecting the hoses. All right, so this is what it's going to look like. Now once you get it connected to these two, ran up here with those connectors that I showed you earlier, they just kind of slide right in. Cut it where you need it. Same thing here, slides right in, and now you're connected. So all that's left to do here is basically reassemble everything. And I'll start with this guy right here. And as you can see, once you kind of get everything lined up, that's how it's going to look. So let's go ahead and get this shaker back on, kind of reverse order. Obviously, make sure we get this connected back up. Okay. Put all your bolts, your nuts back on there, and then you're pretty much done. Put the shaker on, wrap it up. All right, so here's how we have everything buttoned back up again. Pop this in, tighten it with your flathead. Bolts, nuts, tighten them down. Don't torque them too bad. Now, I will show you this. When you're putting this cap back on, it does go one way, so just make sure the Mopar It's facing this way, and then it just clicks right on, and that's it. I don't believe it goes any other way. I kind of fiddled with that for a little bit, so it goes just the one way. And then now we'll turn around here. Like I said, I put the shaker in the back of the truck here. Now a lot of this requires two hands, which is why you kind of saw me turning off the video, or the video cutting in and out, because I do not have a proper holder, phone, camera holder, phone holder, if you will, out here to be able to record the entire process. So here's the deal. If you really have a question, want to know how to do a certain section of it, or I wasn't very clear, reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer any questions. So let me go ahead and get this wrapped up, and I'll give you one final shot. All right, so that wraps that up. Look, not a professional here, but just to show you that anybody can do it. I didn't have the right tools to, again, hold my camera that way. It was a continuous feed, but again, reach out if you have any questions. I'll kind of flip it around here. Again, this is ultimately what it's gonna look like installed with the shaker. Okay, I mean the whole deal all wrapped up, nice and tight, and now you're keeping that blow by from recycling in the engine. All right, again, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe and wait for more content.